Hi guys, it's Ona and Dr. Vicky. We are live for Mystic Sisters, the last day in May, May 31st, 2025.
My favorite month of the year. It's very merry.
Is it your favorite month of the year?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I got married in May. I went to my prom in May. I probably graduated in May too. Graduated high school at the end of May.
I don't know if I have a favorite one anymore. Because it's always changing, it's always different. Right? I don't know if I have one. It's like it used to be summer. I used to love the summer. Now I have to get ready for it.
The summer seems different, doesn't it?
I navigate around the heat.
Yes.
For certain things. Yeah, absolutely. I'm not really good in it anymore.
I was never that good in it, but I did like to go to the beach and stuff like that. When I had an opportunity, the beach wasn't that close where I grew up. It wasn't across the street like it is for you.
It's going to be an interesting weekend. We'll probably have fireworks starting up and doing all that stuff. They've been going off actually a lot on the weekends, which I don't really understand because it's like the bird sanctuary. So I don't know what's up with that, but hopefully that tapers off and they stay way back. Let's say hello to everybody. Here. Hi, Alexandra, Rosemary, Jennifer, Christine, Roberta, GS, Teresa. Happy Saturday, happy Saturday, happy Saturday, Kathy.
Tennis courts. MJ.
Silka, Christine.
MJB 808. Kimberly.
Cindy. Hey.
Christine.
Thank you so much for joining us. We have gotten ourselves into the WTF spread, kind of idea, threw it out there and gave it to Dr. Vicky. And she said, yeah, let's tweak it up a little bit here and there. So if anybody has a question that you feel is appropriate for that kind of spread, let us know. Unless you have one, Vicky.
Well, I think I could probably ask every day WTF going on. Right? I mean, we could do let's talk about the week that we just had, right? Let's talk about that. Last week we had Sage Goddess. I just burned myself a little sage. I've been saging out this week.
Yes. And I am like overdosing on selenite around me right now because I got a very strong message that this is something I need to do. And I do feel that with being a Gemini rising and having this cluster in Gemini, the sun, the moon, Mercury, Jupiter there at the very end has been a very overwhelming, like overstimulating kind of thing. Very tangential, very easy to distract. I come back to half unfinished projects. That's such a Gemini thing too, right?
Well, when you think about Gemini, right? Add how many planets are in Gemini, right? And then multiply it by 2.
Yeah.
So what were there? 4 planets in the new moon? There were 4 planets in Gemini.
Mm-hmm.
You might as well just say there were 8 planets in Gemini.
I know. So I've been having that experience and really trying to like focus on like one thing at a time and really trying to appreciate that whole like porcupine thing where it was like you just kind of steady yourself and you'll get by when it's been sort of a lot of input. So
yeah, well, you were feeling the mental strain this week, right? I was feeling the physical strain. I was down for the count for a couple of days. I slept 20 hours, 2 days straight.
Yeah.
Because all I could do was sleep. It was I just had to close my eyes and go to sleep. And I think it wasn't, I mean, it was sort of a virus. I guess I had a headache and I was running a bit of a fever.
Yeah.
But I never felt like I was really sick. It felt like, I don't know what it felt terrible. So it might have been the flu. But after I came out the other side, I feel different.
Yeah. There's
So
a
I
lot
think
of
it was
solar
some
activity
sort of,
too.
I think they shut me down so that I would sleep and maybe get a download. That's
Yeah.
what it feels like.
And that is when your body heals itself,
That's right.
is when you're sleeping. That's when all those, your bone makes bone marrow. It's happy when you're sleeping. Everything sort of regenerates itself when you're sleeping, and downloads too. I
Right.
wonder if it has something to do with the solar, with the plasma eject, because this one's intense, and we're supposed to get auroras here, like today, sort of through Monday.
Wow. I think it's that. And for me, because my moon is in Pisces,
Yeah,
and both Neptune and Saturn, being in Pisces for like 2 years. Well, Neptune much longer, but Saturn 2 years or two and a
yeah,
half years.
yeah,
As soon as it sort of went into Aries, that's when I think I ran the fever. So I think it was the shift, um, because I'm so absorptive anyway, and there's so much sorrow and so much fear and so much
yeah,
of the feelings that I'm so empathic. I think that I was shut down to protect me from any kind of maybe like wave of emotional energy that.
yeah. I have somebody said I'm Gemini rising too, been getting really angry lately. Yeah, my fuse is, I have to call it. I have to check in on it big time. Feeling very hot yesterday, maybe sinus infection. Kathy McDonald said WTF with Taco calling out Putin. And Leonard Leo, does he have a death wish? We got time for that. Let's like check in with how people are feeling with the solar storms. I'm looking for a pattern with that. Are people feeling angry? Are they feeling scattered, tangential, that kind of thing? Like this dog, you got to bring your toy over here. I'm going to get it for you this time. He stands it there and he like just stares at it.
Hey, Cindy. Cindy's in the house. Sylvia, hello.
Hey, lady. A Gemini with an
And
Aquarius moon, Haley. So we're feeling this energy of air a lot, right?
Well, a lot of air and a lot of fire. I mean, we have all that air, but we have just as much fire. We
Thoughts
have
over. Yeah.
we have all the Aries energy. We have Saturn in Aries now. We have Neptune in Aries.
That's
Uh,
ruminating. Those are like the ruminating.
Chiron and Eris. And
Yeah.
Chiron and Eris just had a conjunction. It's the
Yeah.
first three exact conjunctions. And I was thinking about that because Venus, we had that Venus retrograde cycle, and
Yeah.
Venus went retrograde in Aries. So it started a Venus star point cycle.
Yeah.
And as she's coming out of that, now she's in Aries, she's moving forward. Um, this Chiron Eris conjunction in Aries, both those planets move slow. Well, Eris has been in Aries since 1925, but Chiron has been in Aries for a while now. I don't remember
Yeah.
exactly when it moved out of
Not
Pisces
easy.
and then moves, and it spends its most time. Chiron spends its most time in Aries. So Chiron in its nature is the wound of an embodiment. Like your right to be who you are. Who are you? What can you call yourself? What does this body feel like? Whose body does your body belong to you? Does it belong to somebody else? Like all these questions, right? How do
Yeah.
you define yourself? Are you a woman? Are you a man? What parts do you have? I mean, this is all Aries, Chiron, and Aries stuff.
Yeah. That's good. We'll figure it out. Everybody kind of is agreeing with, hey, when I think about it, I've been kind of scattered and such.
Yeah. Oh,
GS Burek says, hope London doesn't have a terrible smoky air from Canadian wildfires. We didn't get the blanket. It stayed up really high. It's just like a high haze. It's like, are my glasses dirty kind of thing? It's not, we didn't get that, but there's tons of dust.
WTF? What really happened to Leon's eye? Did you
Oh,
see
we
it?
could look at that. That's a great WTF question.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah.
Okay. Because, he's in trouble. He's back in the news with a dirty, dirty, nasty scandal, right?
Yes.
Such a creep. I can't even.
You know who's really creeping me out?
I got the deck for the Elon. I was wondering because I know he's been highlighted and people want to know. And people watch the other readers and shows where they're going to ask this question and see how they all sort of create a pattern or, make sense. Cards aren't wrong.
All right. So you want to do you want to do that? You want to pull the Mystic Sister card? What would you like? What are we going to do?
I think we should pull a Mystic Sisters card so that we don't roll into just the salacious.
Right.
Right away.
This is a mystical and magical experience. So it's not just about finding out what these. I don't know. Everybody's born for something, and I guess these people are born for this. Hold on. I have to get last week's card off the altar.
I've been burning incense a lot too with this. They're replastering, they're redoing the hallway. And it's just a lot of, they started like 2 days ago and they've already got plaster up this morning. They were putting plaster up yesterday too.
We're gonna play a game, you and me, Ona.
Okay.
I'm gonna put my hand over the deck and you tell me when to stop.
Okay.
I'm doing it.
Stop.
Okay. Let's see. Ooh. My alter ego, Gypsy Queen.
Huh.
Gypsy Queen.
You know what, Vicky? What is going on? The word gypsy has come up twice. Gypsum.
Oh.
Is wafting in here like all kinds of crazy.
And gypsum is made of mica, right? They put mica in it. Selenite, yeah.
Is a type of gypsum that
right and
form.
And it's the moon, and selenite is the moon.
It's the moon.
Yeah, the new moon in Gemini, right? I have to find the little book to tell you what Gypsy Queen means.
That is so. There's something to that. Oh my goodness, this dog. Philip's thing. I brought some with me.
This is very interesting.
Tell me. What?
It says Gypsy Queen, and I'll hold her up because she's pretty cute. Karma and self-assessment. Says the Gypsy Queen is a disciplined, persistent, and focused goddess. The dragon behind our queen symbolizes good fortune. In her hand, she holds a crystal ball for scrying, a form of divination to gain mystical insights into her own subconscious mind. She is adept in this art, and she knows herself well and has a deep insight into her own motivations. She understands her own personal strengths, and she is aware of her character defects that are in need of improvement. She now has a clear course of action to take to improve her karmic path. Drawing this card calls upon you to practice focused and honest self-assessment of your intentions and actions.
Okay.
So examine our intentions.
So Gemini, focus the intention, examine the intention. But that's really interesting. I have to look more into what the signal is because, I always ask for a sign. I'm like, I'm ready for one of those physical signs now where, you let me know you got my back kind of thing. And this little theme has been creeping up and it smells like, plaster, gypsum. I don't know what's going on there, but maybe.
I think I want to answer Teresa Amendola. She says, WTF with the Qatar plane. Last I heard, or from the Times maybe, was that the Qataris said that they never offered him one, that he actually put the, what do you call that? There's an expression. He sort of told them they had to give him something, and he had to give him the plane. Like they didn't offer it to him. He insisted that they give him something. There's an expression for that. I never watched The Sopranos. I'd probably know it if I watched The Sopranos.
What are we pulling a WTF on Elon or?
Well, what was yeah, no. So I just wanted to answer somebody's question.
Yeah.
It was WTF. That's what I heard. So, but we'll do the Elon. So the question was what WTF Elon's
going on. WTF is going on with Elon's black eye.
Black eye. It's also very symbolic, isn't it? When you think about it. Oh. And he blames it on his son. He blames it on his little boy.
Well, he's always thrown that kid under the bus or in front of him, used him as a shield, blamed him for some, pressing the wrong button. He's always hid behind that kid. He made some bullshit story.
I mean, we always say get in touch with your inner child. This guy carries it around on his back. Oh my God.
He's so sweaty. I really need a mint for that one. Let's see. Well, I pulled the High Priestess for the first card.
A secret.
Who does she look like? Does she look like Stephen Miller's wife?
Maybe? Yeah, I think she's got like dark hair.
Okay, maybe. Okay. Should I pull the next card?
I'm pulling 3. Let's see what I get.
Okay. And then I get the 5 of Pentacles. And the Emperor.
It has something to do with losing money.
It might be with losing money that he got like somebody, I don't know, but this woman was left out in the cold.
Maybe it was one of his baby mamas gave him a wackadoodle or whack job or whatever.
Yeah.
He doesn't need help on that end. It's funny because when I watch him and he talks and I see his awkwardness, I feel bad for him. And then there's another part of him where he switches and he becomes like Max Headroom, but evil. And I'm like,
he's so glitchy. He's so glitchy that like after it's over and he's through recovery and he's been sober for 1.5 years or however long, 2 years, and starts a redemption, like we need recompense. I can't just feel sorry for him right now.
You know what I think happened actually? I get the 6 of Cups, which is that sort of nostalgia energy, right? Childhood, children. So maybe his kid did punch him in the head, right? But I think, but then I get the Four of Pentacles, and then I get
Pentacles, yeah.
and then I get the Six of Pentacles. So I think what happened is that maybe his kid, maybe he did say, "Go ahead, punch me," and the kid didn't, but he like fell and hit his head or something. He doesn't look good.
He doesn't look good. He's at the end of his rope with this addiction thing. He's very flush. He's very pale. He's probably pretty jaundiced under that dark cap. I'm feeling his liver is not like going to be happy with him. He's only 54, 53. He looks terrible. Come here.
Yeah. And he didn't used to look that terrible, you know?
Well,
he's lost a lot of money.
Never.
I don't know.
I think the black eye has something to do with a woman's secret, and there's some relationship to money, so it might be child payment. Like one of the baby mamas hit him because he didn't make his payment.
Yeah, but I mean, he's a billionaire.
Between all the cards that we pulled, I would say
he could get the mailman to do that for him. He's got $1 billion. He could get the post office to do it.
Well, it shouldn't be something they fight for. It should be something that is automatically like an auto, direct deposit sort of thing. So you can't just stop it unless there's no money there.
I'd like to think it was Stephen Miller that tried to punch him in the head. Not because like if I would like, I don't like either one of them, but if somebody had to punch somebody in the head, I would like to see Elon's fist on Stephen Miller's face, quite frankly, because I don't know, like I can see, even though I don't really like him, I can see that Musk could be somebody who could bring some good in if he chose to do that, but I don't think the other guy has that capacity.
I think I would rather see Stephen Miller punch Elon, because I don't think Elon can punch anything. I think he can only bitch slap stuff.
Well, that would fit the victim there. That guy whines and he screeches. How dare you do this?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it was Stephen Miller that did it, but there was a woman, and I think it might have to do with child support.
Yeah, it definitely on my end here looked like a family matter. Definitely a family matter. And this, holding the money, saying, no, I can't give it to you right now. I'm too busy standing on it, sitting on it, having it in front of my chest, having it on my head.
Yeah. And I got 5 of Pentacles. So maybe it wasn't like that, So is this a rumor, or is this true that Stephen Miller's wife has left him for Elon? Or is this just like...
I think she left the job with the White House to work for Elon. That doesn't mean she left him for Elon. That's what I think. That's what I heard anyway. What do I know? I have no... All right, let's ask why Stephen Miller's wife went along with Elon. What was the
I like that.
bottom line on that?
Yeah.
What was the bottom line on that? Why did she follow Elon out the door?
What's her name?
I have no idea.
She has horrible taste in men. Girl, I got a room for you.
I mean, I've seen pictures of her. She's a lovely looking, woman, but I don't know. I can't be with anybody who doesn't have the same sort of moral compass as myself. And so if that's her moral compass, yikes. And of course, my moral compass is pretty much live and let live and mind your own business. You do you, boo. All right.
Why did you leave him? What did you get?
Hold on. Ooh.
Come here. Come here.
How many cards did you pick? I'm just curious.
You know what? A couple didn't make sense. I got Ace of Wands and the Tower. So not just like a new opportunity, boom, you're out of there. But then I got the Two of Swords, the Chariot, and the Two of Wands. So she had to make a quick decision. Like you've got until midnight to decide what to do here.
Oh. Huh. Wow. I don't know. So I picked 6 cards and 3 of them are major arcana.
Okay.
So usually when you see that many major arcana in a question, this is sort of a fated thing or something that is like the fates came together to bring it forward.
Yeah.
The first card I get is death.
I will pull the cards up that I did at the same thing. Okay, so you got death, I got Ace of Wands. So a change.
A change and an opportunity.
Yeah.
Change and an opportunity. Okay. And then I got Justice.
That's my Tower card.
So
I got the Tower.
I wonder if Stephen Miller is in big trouble. I wonder if the Trump administration is in big trouble. And he said, and because Musk has more money, he's like, come with me. I'll save you from what's coming down the pike, right? Maybe, I don't know. Next, what did you get?
The next one I got was Two of Swords.
Now, is that the second or the third one?
The third one.
Oh, that's the third one. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Two of Swords, and I got the Princess of Pentacles. So this is a new project. He's got a new project, I think, that he maybe wants her to be part of.
Yeah, he had to offer something.
Yeah. Maybe put it ahead of a project. And in a way, she could be like, because in a way, I think Stephen Miller he's a little bit of the puppet master. Yeah. It's hard to think that because he's just crazy. Maybe he's just the idea guy for Trump or something. I don't know. Like where Trump trusts him with information, even though he lies to him. He tells them lies. They all lie. Everybody's lying to each other.
Yeah.
Right. The next card I got was the Eight of Swords. So she's not in the best of positions either way.
The next one was the Chariot. Ace of Swords and Chariot.
What do you think? You think he's trying to save her from something? I still get that sensation.
Yeah. Yeah. Like it had to be a overnight decision.
The next card I got was the Three of Cups.
Two of Wands.
So Two of Wands is opportunity for camaraderie.
Yeah, she made a decision.
Yeah. And then the last card I got was Strength.
I got the Knight of Swords. And then the last one was Eight of Cups.
That's turning your back on something you've put a lot of energy into.
Yeah.
So I think she wanted the out, and he gave her the opportunity. And I think he hates Miller. So he's like, oh, I'll just hire Miller's wife. So
maybe he targeted her, but she had to make a very impetuous decision.
Well, something changed very quickly, and it was legal. So, like I said, she may know something we don't know yet.
Yeah, you're right. Right. So there might be some that might be like protecting her financially or look like that. I don't know. That was interesting though.
Well, I think the change might have happened with with her husband. The legal thing might be with her husband. So that is, they keep breaking the law. I mean, maybe what's his name is immune, but Stephen Miller isn't immune, is he? What's
I don't think he will be immune in the end, but I don't know how this doesn't. I mean, it looks suspicious in that if you go in that direction and say, oh, she needs to be financially protected or physically protected or whatever, but the other, story is maybe they are like, together.
Oh my God, you guys are so funny.
Is
Yeah,
Kate playing on the felon? I don't know, Mary. I knew we could stay me close to it. I know. You know what? I'm glad she's leaving Miller because we knew that wasn't going to last very long. I mean, come on. But this guy, I don't know.
well, she could just be working for him. You know what I mean? She could just be working for him. I mean, he already has like 14 mothers, right? What does he need another one for?
I don't think he needs another one. I don't think he thinks he needs another one either, but it just seems a little abrupt. It seems a little abrupt.
Well, I mean, everything's been, I mean, hasn't everything been abrupt? Isn't that, isn't that a perfect expression, a description for Trump? He's abrupt. He does everything abruptly.
God,
Oh my
right?
goodness. Hi, Vincent. We're glad you're here too. Yeah, a lot of hot air. Well, especially in California. I think you're in California, right, Vincent? Um, it's hot. It was like 100 degrees. I think Alexandra told me that uh, yesterday or today.
Oh
We've
my
had a
God.
It was beautiful here today. It was like in the low 70s, which is like that's my comfort zone right there, 72,
Yeah.
right? But
Yeah.
windy, but the wind was like, it wasn't like windy like gale force and knocking you over. Although I almost didn't make it inside my house. It was a gust, and the door like I was trying to close it and it like opened on me. I'm no lightweight. It was a really gusty thing of wind, and but it feels magical. It to
Yeah.
me it feels totally magical. And I said to my husband Michael, I said, wow, I said, it's really windy. I said, that's the winds of change. And he had to go to the Cape to pick up Duke today.
Yeah.
And we have a teeny weeny car. We have like a little sign on, right? He was like all over the road today, going over the bridge. He's like, thank God Duke's overweight. I don't think he would have gotten over the bridge. Oh my God.
There you go. If you ever get stuck in the snow, just ask Duke to jump in the car. He'll get you out.
He's a big boy. He's so sweet, though. I feel so bad for him. I really do. But they have a tendency towards that anyway, obesity. The Goldens do.
I know. I know. Yeah. They all do if you feed into that reward system. Yeah, definitely.
Did you hear what Mary says? This week has felt like a million days long.
I know, Mary. It was a weird week, right? It was a really weird week. I'm glad that I mean, it's still cold out though. I know it's going to be 90 on Monday. Still pretty chilly out.
Yeah, we're still pretty well. It's nice now. Like it's going to be in the, I think the lower 60s, maybe upper 50s, but it's been in the 40s at night here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been cold.
It's that time where I have both the heat and the air conditioning on in one day.
Oh goodness.
Yeah, it's really truly happened. It happened yesterday.
Oh yeah, that was funny. Trump called Leonard Leo. You know who Leonard Leo is?
No.
Leonard Leo is he the head of the Federalist Society, maybe? But he's the guy who is with Harlan Crow and all that and I think he's a Federalist guy, right? and he got like $1 billion. And some guy from Illinois, some billionaire from Illinois, gave him like his whole fortune. And somebody said, what's that like? He goes, it's a cross to bear, because I have to make sure that I spend the money the way he intended me to. What a load of horse manure.
I did not follow.
He's like a Goomba. He's a Goomba from New York who grew up in New Jersey. He's a Goomba, just like they're all Goombas.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I still don't know the story. How is it related to anything, though? Really, to Trump? Is he?
He's the guy who told Trump, this is who you're going to put on the Supreme Court. Now he's calling him a scumbag or something like that.
Yeah, probably.
Of course he is. But I mean, still, it's just like what the. But you know what? I think the wheels are falling off the bus, and everybody's to blame, just like they did with Biden. They're like, blame this. The Democrats lost. It's this. It's their fault. It's this fault. It's this fault. So much blame to go around. Everybody's like jumping off the. I guess the ship is sinking and the rats are jumping.
Yeah, it's every day we're a little bit closer. We see definitely that there's a change that's like bending in the direction of, is this not clearly visible to everybody else? And when these things come out, you'll be like, yeah, we've been talking about this for a few months now. Every day is a little bit closer to it being public, that everyone collectively realizes what we already know.
Pamela says that the solar storms are coming. Yeah, I bet they are.
Yeah, we have this aurora pattern, which is like crazy. But I watched Stefan Burns is one of the people that does, a geophysicist that does that. Also talks about astrology. And then I got other things that come up. And there was a graphic that showed how that actually works. And it's like, wow, how could it not affect you? Come here. Let me put this in his little toy thing. Oh, here. Come here. What is J.H. said? Leo is extremist Catholic who manipulated the right-wing Supreme Court choices. Yeah, I'm sure he did. Yep, I'm sure he did. Yeah, that's just another story about the same thing that we already know. That's where I'm like, honestly, universe, this is really a joke. And, the intended timeline was intercepted by Starlink or something. And we found ourselves tumbling in this altered option of a universe that isn't really happening. Right?
Huh. Christine says she's in Aquarius with her moon in Gemini.
Yeah.
That's a lot of air, but you're going to be in your element. You're going to be in your element for the next a long time, because we have Pluto in Aquarius, and we're going to have Uranus in Gemini, people. It's going to be a lot of air going around, and we're going to first feel that Uranus in Gemini in July.
That's when it goes. That's when
it goes July, and in June, Jupiter moves into Cancer.
Yeah,
moves out of Gemini, so we get a little less of that. One of the problems, if we can call it a problem, but one of the reasons there's just so much of this Gemini like energy is because Jupiter, the planet of expansion, is in Gemini.
Yeah,
and so it's just like all this information, just like all these downloads. Everybody's getting downloaded.
Yeah.
It's here to expand us. It's here to open up.
When does Jupiter leave Gemini? Is it the middle or end of June? Enters.
No, it's the not June 9th, I think. Hold on.
Okay. So that'll be interesting. And it'll enter Cancer. So if this is like hurricane season, right? This is going to be a heck of a hurricane season. And then Uranus leaves Taurus and goes into Gemini. Hurricane.
Well, the air. Uh, Uranus is in a sign for 7 years. And of course, Pluto's in Aquarius for about 20 years. So, let me see. May. I'm kind of sad to see
Well,
May though. May's like
well,
my favorite month. I'm sad.
it's almost over. It's okay. It's a Leo moon. It'll be fun. Judith wants to know what type of peony was in your last video. Your peony, was it?
Oh yeah, I have to look. I don't know if I have a thing on it. I got it from Ocean State Job Lot. It was like $18, and there's like three big beautiful blooms on it. So we just got that one. So I don't think there was a name on it, but it's like a magenta color. Yeah, it's beautiful.
We have one on the side of the house of the building here that is just about to open. He hasn't really. I was back there cleaning up, and it violated me. I'm just saying.
Jupiter goes
I
into
love those peonies.
Jupiter goes into Cancer on Monday the 9th, the day of the moon.
Okay.
Right, the day of the moon.
All right. Got it. Good. Yep. All right. So I could see it really makes sense when you think about it that all this overload and downloading and ways that we understand and grasp information is like heightened or overloaded right now. It's just a lot. It really makes sense.
There's a real feminine energy coming in this month in June because of Jupiter in Cancer. But Venus on the 6th moves into Taurus. She's been in Aries for a long time. She's been battling for a long time. When she goes into Taurus, she'll be able to go back into her garden and she'll be
Yeah.
able to heal. So
Yeah.
so there's and the garden will be a very healing place. In which it usually is. I mean, that's a ridiculous thing to say, but especially, it's almost like nature is going to be our, what is that? Our savior here.
Yeah.
Because if you try to stay in the energy of what's happening in all up there and with all the people, because the whole ship is the whole system is crumbling really. But the things that are meant to stay will stay. But there's a lot of stuff, and so you have to just find your peace where you can, because everything that we knew before is over. And but that means that, which is, it's scary to some people, but it wasn't really all that good. So now we're like moving into into it's up to us. The other day I had this thought. Tell me what you think, Ona.
Mm-hmm.
I said, instead of being American dreamers, we're going to be American doers. We're going to create. We're going to do it. We're going to do what we need to do to create the world that we want to live in.
Yeah.
And that's just the end of the story. End of story.
Definitely. Jeanette was funny. She said, Ona, I couldn't figure out what a peony was. Because you say a peony.
You say
Sounded a little
peony, and
twisted,
I
actually.
say
And then
peony.
when I repeated the sentence in my head, I was like, wow, that
I,
does
I wasn't going to say anything, but it's okay.
That's not, yeah. I didn't know that was going to be, I didn't know it sounded like that till I said it. Oh my gosh.
Oh, Alexandra, your roommate is an Aquarius with an Aries rising and a Leo moon. God bless you, girl. God bless you. You must be a very understanding person. Oh my goodness. I hope he's not listening.
You know what, Brenda? Yeah, Brenda says, I agree, Dr. Vicky. It's all collapsing. I do feel like we're in the middle of some kind of collapse, and we do appreciate that. Everybody's kind of trying to figure out where this sort of doom thing is coming from. Why are we here trying to figure that out? And connecting with a platform like this where you can say shit.
Yeah.
Like before I lose my shit, what do I need to do? That was one of the questions. I'm like, what do I need to do before I lose my shit? It's sometimes you just got to pull a card, right?
Um, what was I going to say? Yeah. So, well, part of that, breaking down is Saturn moving together with Neptune, because Saturn is structure and Neptune is just dissolving. And they're at the end of a 36-year cycle right now, and they start a new one of those cycles next year. So this really is, I mean, if there's a letting go and a say goodbye to, this is the time. And I think, unfortunately, I think a lot of people are going to leave the planet as well, because this is not easy. This is not an easy thing to have to bear witness to. But, all we can do is open up to our light and share it with each other. Be here for each other. Be kind to one another. If somebody needs help, you help them. You need help, ask for it. There are people who will help you. We have to remember that we're a community and that there's way more of us than there are of them.
Yeah. And
And we could, they can say we're each other's enemies, but that's their opinion.
yeah, I believe March 2020, this I thought was important. World shifted, and we're just catching up on that with realizing all change. Yeah. Neptune and Saturn is bone marrow. That's change. I experienced fleeing the floor saying, yeah, I hear you. I hear you.
Well, 2020 was an opportunity for us to stop, look, and listen.
Mm-hmm.
And we did. A lot of people did. It shifted a lot of people. It kicked us out of the rat race, really, and then a race we didn't half the time realize we were in. It was like a pattern. It was pattern interruptus, is what it was.
Yeah.
Which reminds me of the old days of coitus interruptus. Luckily, whoever I was next to had good timing.
Sharon Ann has a good point. You have to protect yourself from negativity, probably, as while still going about your daily life. Yes.
Yeah.
Every day. I have crystals in my pocket, cards in my bag.
Right.
Yeah. There's always,
Yeah, definitely.
I
Carnelian.
take that seriously, like there should be holy water at the door kind of thing.
I used to sometimes sometimes I would just wear like red underwear, because you want to have that you want to have that energy, you want to have that power. It's important. Certain crystals, certain things like that.
Yes. And Steve Meyer says, remember the circus will leave town, but the scary clown, I don't know. It's emojis. The circus will leave town. And then we have to have focus on something else. And then if we're constantly in a state where we're trying to upheave, get all this like bad stuff, these bad stories, if we're in that constant state, that's what we're going to look for. We're going to look to try and stay in that mindset.
That's why you have to, right.
Perpetuate that.
You have to focus on what you want to see, not what you're being shown.
Yeah. Yes.
When what's being shown to you is what's controlling you, they are controlling you. And who are they? Anybody but you. I've been married to an Aries for too long. I told him
he said she retired in 2020. I should have retired in 2020.
I think I told her to. I might have mentioned that.
Marsha P wants to know, was 2020 the Saturn Pluto conjunction?
Yes. Among a million other things. There was the Saturn Pluto conjunction. It was the Jupiter Pluto conjunction. It was an eclipse on the summer solstice. It was the conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn that happens every 20 years. All of that happened in 2020.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of very powerful things happened in the summer. It was a tremendous year, but we were, well, for me I was already sort of homebound at that time because I was taking care of my mother, who was 100.
Yeah. I had been through a similar lockdown sort of thing when I had cancer, and chemotherapy knocks out your immune system, so you are susceptible to anything. Like my kid had to clean the litter box. I couldn't do that kind of stuff. So I was just kind of rolling over in my head and telling my kid, like, this is going to be kind of like when I was sick with masks and gloves and stuff. We've done this before. So it sort of helped a little bit, but it was definitely mentally challenging, changing time for sure.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And it was a 4 year. And that 4 energy on the tree of life and in the tarot is Aries. It was the emperor year. It was the year of the emperor. And that's all about dominion over yourself. But if you don't know what's important to you, if you don't know what you like or what you don't like or what you would rather be doing, then it was a helpful time for me anyway. And a lot of people, I think it helped a lot of people. Uh-oh. Where's the bad boy?
He's just gonna stare at me and start crying.
And
there's nothing. I have nothing here for you.
He looks sad.
Yeah, there's nothing here. There's nothing here. I'll put him this way. You can face the camera. He should be sleeping. He had a substantial dinner, 2 long walks.
Well, we're talking about all this energy. You don't think he feels it too?
I do. I think he feels it. I think he's got the Aries moon thing. I think he's heard noise. Well, maybe not heard noise, but he's definitely been barking at the door, when like there's dust flying in and stuff like that. So
you might even feel the vibration of like the workers out there, stuff like that.
And in the hallway, we've been walking down there and it's just a mess and it's unrecognizable. So I'm sure he's a little bit on edge about that, but he can't use food to soothe his emotions. He can't fill the void with food. It's just
he's a Cancer with his Venus and Taurus. Are you kidding me? I'm sticking up for you, Jibs. I'm sticking up for you.
It doesn't work like that. Innocent Potato said, I retired from teaching special ed for 37 years in 2015, 1 year after my father died at age 84. Death of a parent causes you to change direction, definitely.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I had my own practice. I had my own business. Mm-hmm. My mother came to live with me.
Yeah.
Eventually, it just had to go away.
Yeah.
She was my priority. Yeah. Just like I was her priority. She probably had different ideas than when I came into her life. She was used to being the queen, and all of a sudden there was the cutest little baby you've ever seen. And I will tell you that is true.
Yeah.
I can show you pictures to prove it.
Yeah.
Somebody asked an interesting question. Was Miller mad that his wife went with Musk?
Oh,
even if it's just a job, right? Even if it's just a job, how does he feel about his wife going with Musk? Wow, that is so interesting.
What'd you get?
I got the Queen of Wands.
Okay.
Which could be her. Then I got the High Priestess. So this is about secrets. And then the Hermit, which is also very secretive. I almost feel like he's not really upset. I think it's almost like she's a way for them to keep an eye on each other. Does that make any sense?
I got the 9 of Cups.
I got the Fool reversed.
How does he feel about her leaving?
Satisfied?
The 9 of Cups.
That's getting your wish. That's what I mean. Maybe it's something else.
Yeah. I think, I don't think that, I think she was an inconvenience for him.
I think it's a plant. I think there's some, what is that called? The Den of Thieves and all that stuff. Right?
Mm-hmm.
The lair. I think they're just trying to um, keep tabs on something here.
So I pulled 2 more cards after that, and I get the Knave of Cups.
Okay, so that's
And the Hermit.
oh.
That's why I regurgitated the question there, because the Hermit was the last card there too. So whatever, I guess, I don't know, maybe
He might feel lonely.
he might feel lonely, or maybe he wasn't present. I don't know, but he's all alone. That's how he feels. He feels like a hermit.
I was listening. Alexandra was talking about Elon Musk going to Mars. Yeah, I wish he was there already. But anyway, he should talk to Matt Damon, right? Isn't Matt Damon the only person who's ever been to Mars?
I don't know.
No, that was the movie. Remember?
Oh, I've never seen that.
Oh, it's a good movie.
Never saw the movie. No.
Yeah, of course, Matt Damon is one of my favorites, right? Boston Boy makes it good. I love that stuff.
Yvonne asks, is a Musk in the black eye? Yeah, we read on that earlier, and possibly the source there. So it's back in the
he could have just been all, I think he was all effed up and he probably fell and hit his head.
What? If
he's on so many drugs, Jesus.
If he's taking all those medications and stuff, he's probably bleeds very easily. So even if it was the family, it looked like his baby mama probably, hit him for not paying child support, kind of thing. That's what it looked like.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
one thing I know is that if there was a fight, that's not the one I'd want to watch.
I can't stand that, like people hitting each other. I never understood that. It never made sense to me. Fights. It just never did. Or anything. Giblets, I'm not helping you. He's crying like he wants food. No.
Imagine choosing between Elmo and Steven, as I like to call him, Goebbels.
I don't think I would ever think I'd find myself in that kind of situation.
Tony Z just got some Palo Santo. Don't you love that? I love that. It's like my favorite. I actually like it.
Yeah.
Sage.
Yeah. I like Palo Santo. It's a little bit harder for, like, you have to be careful because it could still burn even when it looks like it's out. It's still hot.
Yeah, it's very oily. It's an oily
yeah.
I think. Yeah.
I use a spray, and sage is hard. I can't walk around with it because that flakes off too. You got to be careful. Come here.
Oh my goodness.
Mm-hmm. Can you read on why Bridget smacked her husband on the...
Oh, that's a good one. I'm curious about that.
Let's see.
Bridget.
Why? Or we know it was her, right? Undoubtedly.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's photographic proof of some sort. I watched it. He was surprised, and he's like, "Oh shit, everybody's watching." Now I have to put my politics face on.
I did see that. I haven't seen it like since, because it was just a quick story. Now it's just a joke. But yeah, he didn't know he was the camera was. I mean, so why did Bridget slap her old man?
Emmanuel. Ooh. 4 points. No, I don't know yet. I just understand. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. All right.
Hmm.
Wow. All right.
Were they drinking or was she drinking?
It doesn't. I don't have drinking here at all.
Okay, I have drinking.
But I thought it was drinking.
I have drinking. Maybe that's why. It came up.
Go ahead. See what you say.
She was blind drunk. She was blind drunk. She was drunk, and we were watching. There's like everybody's watching there, and then I get the star card, like her sort of, she was the star of that little vignette. I got that she was drinking. Who said that came up on another reader site. So thank you. You guys watch the readers and see what they say about some of these things too. I am definitely going to and see. I always learn more when other people read on the same thing, right?
There was the expression, the shakedown. They shook down the Qataris to the plane. It was a shakedown. Thank you. I don't know if you guys were talking about that, but I saw the word. Thank you. I knew I'd see the word. So I'll tell you what I got about.
Tell me what you got, Toby.
Okay. I got the 5 of Wands, so they had been fighting.
Oh yeah, they were.
Right. So so I think this wasn't just like a one-time thing. Maybe she was blind drunk and she smacked him, but fighting for a while. The King of Wands, which I think is him, although I think he might be a Gemini, I'm not sure, or maybe a Capricorn. But anyway, this strikes me as him.
Yeah.
But then I get the Prince of Pentacles.
Oh.
I thought that might be I don't know, a friend.
Yeah.
Right. And then I get the Queen of Swords, which
there she is.
That's her. She's like, cut the shit, man.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got the Queen of Pentacles. It's going to cost you a lot of money. So I think he may be having some sort of dalliance. And she's not with it. Now, they're very French, so it's not normally a French thing,
Yeah, they might have we don't know. They might have a deal, Who knows what they have, but That's interesting. Wow. Yeah, that's what we got. Oh, like maybe she caught him with his lover.
Yeah.
What was that that HBO series? Oh, my House of Cards. It's so House of Cards. It's so House of Cards.
You know what I've come to realize, that most of what we see on that people get obsessed with ends up becoming our reality. It's like, whoa. I have some other ideas than what I'm seeing in the cinema.
Yep, it does. The same stories. Absolutely. Well, it's just after 7 and it's Saturday night. Come here, buddy.
It's Saturday night and I ain't got nobody. I just, what did I do?
Christine says Macron is a serial cheater and he may be bi. So, I mean, then if we know it, then she knows it. Why is she slapping him?
Because she's drunk.
Because she's drunk.
Easy enough.
Yeah. Thank you so much, you guys. It's just after 7. We've been out for an hour. It's Saturday night, and I'm going to tend to the dog.
You guys have a good weekend. Remember, don't let this stuff get you nuts.
No.
I know I don't need any help. So
no,
just live your life to the best of your ability and help people and speak up for people who can't speak up for themselves.
Yeah.
And we just have to be our best selves and our brothers and sisters keepers.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much. Love you.
Love you.
And we'll see you in the morning for Time Out with Giblets.
He's going to get a big time out.
And then we'll walk in the garden.
All right, guys. Take care.
I'm in your garden one day.
Yes, I was thinking about that today.
Okay.
What's it going to take? That was my question. What's it going to take to get over to New York?
Love you guys. Thank you. Thank you. Love you.